In example 3, we're going to find areas of sectors. So if we take a look at the box on the top, the area of a sector, the area A of a sector of a circle with radius r and central angle theta is A equals 1/2 r squared theta. So looking at the picture, what we're trying to find is the whole area inside here, this shaded region. The other thing to remember, just like before, is theta is measured in radians. So we have to be very careful with that one. So let's move down to our example 3. And it says find the area of the sector of the circle. So remember that our formula is A equals 1/2 r squared times theta. So we know A is going to equal 1/2 times 3 squared times 7 pi over 8. And we're going to go ahead and round this eventually to the nearest tenth. So let's simplify. 3 squared we know is 9. So we have 1/2 times 9 times 7 pi over 8. 1/2 times 9 is going to give us 9 over 2 times 7 pi over 8. Multiplying across the numerator, we get 63 pi. And multiplying across the denominator, we get the denominator to be 16. And then we can plug that in our calculator to get approximately 12.4 centimeters squared. Then let's take a look at letter B. Letter B says the area of a sector of a circle with a central angle of 140 degrees is 8 millimeters squared. Find the radius of the circle. So what we know is we know that the area is equal to 8 millimeters squared, and we know theta is equal to 140 degrees, and our radius r is what we're trying to find. Well, the first thing we should recognize is that 140 degrees needs to be changed to radians. So let's do that first. So we're going to take the 140 degrees and multiply it by pi over 180. And when we do that, we end up with 7 pi over 9. Then we can look at our formula. We have A equals 1/2 r squared times theta. We know A is 8 times 1/2 times r squared. And then theta, we are going to use 7 pi over 9. We can multiply in any order, so we can take the 1/2 and multiply by the 7 pi over 9, and that's going to give us 8 equal to 7 pi over 18 times r squared. And then what we want to do is we want to multiply by the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply both sides by 8 over 7 pi, or I'm sorry, 18 over 7 pi. So we're multiplying this side by 18 over 7 pi, and we're going to multiply this side by 18 over 7 pi. Doing that, we're going to end up with 144 over 7 pi equal to r squared. And so our last thing to get r by itself is to take the square root of both sides. So r is going to be equal to the square root of 144 over 7 pi. We don't have to worry about plus or minuses here because our radius is a length, and the radius or the length can never be negative. So we're just worried about the positive. So we get r to be approximately 2.6 millimeters. If you have any questions, let me know.